Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah. Yo, base your eyes on the guy that has no kind of worries if I die. So pussy clot try. No skinny jeans or tight shirts kinda. No lip piercings, Vidal Sassoon locks or eyeliner. Nail polish wearing, conscious coon staring. Got me calling up the unconscious goons daring to chain bricks to wrists and ankles of rappers. Killer priests like crickets moon after. We put on black sheets, pointed hoods and all. Bat your head like your skull is a baseball or pinata. You cuff boys don't want drama. You don't wanna get bit by my piranhas. Sharks that I swim with take more than legs and arms. Shango or Kali, if you're lucky, my right to bear arms is what I exercise. Cause if I call Orishas, it's a cult mixed with voodoo and Santeria. Not even was Ouija. Veil and cloak rituals close to you, but you can't see me. Looking in your face as you pass me by like far side. Calling spirits from the underworld and dark side. Go to the Medu Center, invoke higher, not lower heavens. Neo saw the Matrix, I see 11s, 22s, 33s and 44s. On dream realms, about an alligator man and warty boars. Vampiric weapons, SO not exoteric. Barbaric pirate, but don't call me barbaric. Don't call a medic, you better call a grave digger. Or call a ref as you tap out cause your legs four-figured. I'm not that nigga, jigger or rapping tigger. More like a Morris, move the hustler and trigger. Base your eyes on the guy that has no kind of worries if I die. So pussy clot try. Base your eyes on the guy that has no kind of worries if I die. So pussy clot try.
Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Amazight Bey show, y'all. Come and get some knowledge about your birthright, y'all. Open up your mind, let it take flight. I guarantee you see it right, y'all. Welcome to the Amazight Bey show, y'all. Come and get some knowledge about your birthright, y'all. Open up your mind, let it take flight. I guarantee we have you see it right, y'all. Welcome to the Amazight Bey show, y'all. Come and get some knowledge about your birthright, y'all. Open up your mind, let it take flight. I guarantee we have you see it right, y'all. Welcome to the Amazight Bey show, y'all. Come and get some knowledge about your birthright, y'all. Open up your mind, let it take flight. I guarantee we have you see it right, y'all.
All liberties reserved, all rights reserved, all honors to all prophets, all honors to Prophet Noble Ali. Allah is my protector by night and by day. All honors to all prophets, all honors to all groups of people, all mothers, all different nationality. Welcome to the Amazight Bey show. Ask a real Grand Sheik B. You heard me? That ain't his appellation. It's just Ask a Grand Sheik, a real Grand Sheik B. You heard me? It was Ask a real Grand Sheik the other day. It was A, now it's B. You heard me? So we got to go through the alphabet, and you can ask a real Grand Sheik. You need to do just that. You heard me? So my Grand Sheik, my big bro, Cujo, Grand Sheik out of what L. You heard me? We slay around here. You heard me? So, Islam.
How you doing, Noble?
Man, I just did a crazy broadcast on Facebook Live, man, and I never did a Q&A, and they had so many questions, and they like, wow, man, we need to clear up a lot of stuff, bro. They got one sister like, oh my goodness, man, but man, bro, they had one sister, bro. One sister, man. She said, hold up, bro. She said, hold up. You telling me this not the movement is not religious? I said, hold up, wait a minute. That's dogma what you talking about. She said what they were trying to convert me, and I said, hold up. She said, hold up. You the first Moor. I don't hear Moors talking like you. I'm like, they got them? They like, no, I didn't hear no Moors talking like you, Amazight. I'm like, what? I said, see, that's the problem. You need to call the show, you hear me? You need to call the show.
Yeah, straight up. You feel me?
So, man, I forgot to put out some memes, but, man, they had like over 60 people in there, but they know what time of day it is, you feel me? I sent out the tweet, you know what I'm saying, as we go along. You know, I'm going to send out the tweet, but we got the first caller, Ask a Real Grand Sheik. But before we get into it, how you doing?
Everything's peaceful, Mars. I was actually, one of the brothers from outside the territory is in town, and he just came to check me. Because, you know when once you spark our brothers and sisters who think that they're Negro, black, colored, and you put them onto that concept of nationality, you know, they can't stop thinking about it. You know what I mean? So the brother's doing a lot of good work in the area that we have out here called Ottawa. And he has a 3-story building out there. And,
okay.
You know, they got like a lecture hall there. They got a bookstore. They got room and board for people when they come to town. They got a studio in there. They got a vegan cafe in there. So They're doing some work. They're just doing it under, you know, they switched from the black. You know what I mean? And he came to bring me a proposal that he wants to present to the people in his organization about, you know, making the transition from being whatever they were to, you know, putting the nationality on it. So he just came to bring me, you know, the proposal for me to look at, to see, you know, if all his T's are crossed and his I's are dotted before he presents it to them.
Oh, okay. Now, you know, I'm working on a similar plan just like that, man. You know, once I get a study group in this area, man, because it's, you know, I got a couple more that actually in this area, and actually, because of my activity, or they was thinking about it. Like I shared that with on a prior show. I had a sister in then one of these corporation phone companies that was actually inspired to declare their nationality, you know, with a conversation. And I'm just waiting on these brothers to come on board. But I just got a text from a Moor, and the question is, this coming from the real David Banner. It said, why did the Moors give the secret of alchemy to to America's founding fathers? Now, hold up, wait a minute. See, the reason why I say hold a minute, hold it down, you feel me? He claimed that he's a so-called scholar.
Right.
Now he got 1 through. Hold on. The question is though, Grand Sheik, he got 1 through 10 questions about the Moors. That was one that stood out. You know, what did the Moors give the secret? No, we say, why did the Moors give the secrets of alchemy to American founding fathers? Second of all, I did a broadcast yesterday, and I showcased Hakeem Bey. So, you know, that question kind of got answers. On top of that, the America founding fathers.
Yeah.
Could you answer that for David Banner?
Okay. Well, first of all, we wanna at least, you know, if that is the real David Banner, we wanna at least acknowledge him for asking pertinent questions. You know what I mean? Instead of asking, you know, nonsensical stuff. What our people need to realize, and they need to realize this extremely fast, is that the founding fathers had founding fathers. So who they think, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, you know, and the crew, they think that those are the founding fathers, they're highly mistaken. Those people aren't the founding fathers. The founding fathers were Aboriginal and indigenous people of the Americas. Now, with regard to the question of why did the Moors teach those individuals alchemy, we don't ask the question, why did the Moors bring the Europeans out the Dark Ages? We accept the fact that Moors brought the Europeans out the Dark Ages. Why? Because they were uncivilized. They were, not in their right frame of mind, and they needed to get taught. The exact same thing happened when the Europeans came over here. They were in the Dark Ages over here. And in order for them to be qualified to have a government, they have to know more science. That's why when you check all these paintings of all these so-called quote-unquote founding fathers, in the background there's a Moor holding a horse or behind some tree with a turban on, just like Noble Drew Ali's turban, and then he's sitting in the back, and everybody's going to talk about, oh yeah, those were slaves back there because the founding fathers were slave masters. No, the founding fathers were studying more science, and those were their teachers. And we taught that to them because they had to be qualified in order to be able to run government, because they weren't qualified when they came over here.
Well, David Banner, the real David Banner, if you're listening, you just got or just received your answer. I have
and let me add this too. When we did the trip to Washington D.C. and they were showing off Thomas Jefferson's library, right? The guy who was showing off the library was talking about Thomas Jefferson's Quran. The guide, whatever, tour guide guy. So the tour guide guy is talking about, all this stuff about, Thomas Jefferson's library and how many books that he had, and he had this and he had that, and then he made a bold statement to all these people that were listening. He said, don't you think that these founding fathers were Muslims or Christians? They were all theists. They were all theists. A theist is somebody who believes in one God without rejection or any type of argument. Where did they get this one God concept from? From the Moors. But people are going to assume that they were Christians. They were not Christians. The founding fathers were studying more science. Why were they studying more science? Because they were in the land of the Moors, called the Americas. Keep in mind that these so-called founding fathers in Europe were all Masons. But remember, they dissolved their relationship with England, which is why they came over here, because they were mad about the abuse that they were getting over there. But again, keep in mind that you're talking about 1600s, 1700s. And when you go back, you realize that the Moors were the ones that they were running from. when they say King George and all this type of stuff, those were Asiatics. So there's been a big spin on history that we don't have access to because of the reconstruction of history. And we have everything so warped in our mind that we end up giving the European everything because we think that everything he says founding father, so that means, oh, that's him, he's the founding father, you know. And then they got Masonic lodges with feathers on, and everybody thinks, oh, those guys who are the ones that taught the Moors, when it was the other way around. And once you are the founder of civilization, you are always the founder of civilization. Wow. This is why it's so hard for our people to acknowledge their nationality and their birthrights, because they keep giving their birthright away under the guise of black stuff and African stuff. And they think that the Europeans stole their history because when they research black and African, they don't find any information. I'm going to say that again. Our people think that they don't have a history, that the Europeans stole their history, because every time they do research about themselves, they research black and African and they find nothing about their history. But you go to a well-established library and you go ask them, where's the Moors section, and see how much stuff that they show you. And then ask them, where's the black section, and then see how much stuff only deals with slavery in the black section. And realize that we played ourselves. That's why the Europeans' tassel is tacked down, because they don't have 360 degrees of knowledge in those lodges. And the concept of the lodges comes from the longhouses, which is Aboriginal and Indigenous culture. Masonry is based on the story of Hiram Abiff, who was a North African Moor. So how are we gonna say that you know, they have something that they're putting us on when the foundation of their stuff is a Moor from North Africa? And a headwear from North Africa that goes into Kemet and goes into Asia and goes all over the world. And we understand, you know what I mean? We understand that certain people, like David Banner, know certain people, like Tariq Nasheed, who's going to put out series of documentaries called Hidden Colors. And in Hidden Colors, every single DVD, they have this Moor flashing across the screen. But throughout this stuff, they're talking about people are black. And Moor means black. And keeping the people deaf, dumb, and blind to their true, illustrious Moorish history. Because, you know, like Ivan van Sertima and other scholars, when you start talking about Moors, you become public enemy number one. Because you shouldn't be talking about Moors. You should be talking about black stuff. You should be talking about African stuff. Don't bring up the Moors. If you bring up the Moors, we're going to take your head. or we're going to take all your fiat, we're going to take all your tenure, we're going to take everything that you own, and we're going to leave you destitute. Ask Malachi York. Who's a L, by the way? So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted that, you know, the Moors gave the European some stuff, and now the European took what the Moors gave them, and now they're ruling the world with the stuff that the Moors gave them. Why did the Moors give it to them? Because the Moors shouldn't have did that, because now they caused, you know, our people to be suffering because they taught the European. That's BS. These guys only got 33 out of 360 degrees. What are they doing with 33 degrees? It's your dumb ass that doesn't want to accept the fact that you have 360 degrees. So if you don't have, if you're playing like 33 degrees is superior to 360 degrees, then of course they're gonna rule you. That's why we put on Facebook the other day. Stop frickin' saying that Illuminati killed all your leaders. You're Illuminati. Stop saying Illuminati killed all your leaders. Illuminati killed Michael Jackson. Illuminati killed Prince. Illuminati killed Whitney. Illuminati killed Malcolm. Illuminati killed Martin Luther. Illuminati killed whoever. It wasn't Illuminati. It's colonial, inquisitionist Europeans that kill them. Illuminati means illuminated. Something illuminated is enlightened. A light could be classified as Illuminati. I don't see no lights killing anybody around here. So either we're going to make claims and take our stuff back, or shut the hell up. Because we can't keep playing this game like the European superior. They're the minority. You can't keep playing this game, because they have buildings and they got suits and they got courts and they got this and that they're superior. They're not superior. Half the people that work for them are Asiatics. 3/4 of the people that work for them are Asiatics. That's how they have their power. They don't have their power because they're smarter than us. We're the founders of civilization, even as Negro, black, colored people. And we keep giving up our birthright. And on top of giving up the birthright, don't even acknowledge that we have a birthright. Because just like the sister told you, well, they're telling me that this is a religion and they're trying to convert me and all that stuff. That ain't what this is about when you say that you're more. When you say that you're more, you're taking the torch back. When you say that you're more, you're saying that you're ready to govern yourself and you don't need governance by another individual, especially if they're foreign to you or diverse of your citizenship. You definitely don't need their consul or counsel. You don't need their lawyers. Represent yourself or present yourself. Our biggest problem is that we keep giving our power to the European, then complaining that they're powerful. That's our biggest problem. Our biggest problem is that we keep giving them our titles and then want to know how come they're powerful. How could they do this? How could they just go around and shoot people in the street like they don't care? Well, because you call them white man, which means you gave them the power. Because white means God. White means ruler of the land. And if we look at the landscape, we'll see that the European right now in land that's not his is acting like the landlord. Everybody's paying him rent, but he's not even from here. And he's acting like God. And if you go check the scriptures, any scriptures, you'll find out that the guy, the individual, the entity called God kills more people than the devil. So I went on the soapbox for a little bit, but I hope that my question got answered.
Yeah, it definitely got answered, man. It definitely got answered. You know what? I'm going to hold my question because they got a lot of hands raised, a lot of people in the building. So I'm going to the first caller. Welcome to the Amazight Bey Show, area code 905. What's your appellation? Welcome to the Amazight Bey Show. It's called Ask a Real Grand Sheik. And this is the second episode, you heard me, but we going to say Ask a Real Grand Sheik is B. You feel me? So you can go back to the archive and clearly identify which show was this show, because it's definitely going to go down, you feel me? If you thought one was crazy, this one is crazy. So how you doing? What's your appellation?
Hi, Robbie Del Jacko. Islam Shalom, brother.
Peace. Islam. Shalom.
I just want to tell everybody from a European, this is my brother in spirit right here. He carries the divine breath. All my Moors, all my noble Moors who have saved my ass. I can't count how many times. Shout out to my buddy Keddy, who's always saving my life. If it wasn't for the Moors, I probably wouldn't be alive right now. I certainly wouldn't be alive spiritually. I just want to say that I have acknowledged Moorish science, and I think it's about time all Europeans either acknowledge Moorish science as the only science and the only law, Islam, or like I said before, stay in their caves. And I would just like a mutual recognition that your Circle 7 is the seventh circle of the Kabbalah that we stole from you, and it's not that complicated. Victory, Venus, eternity, the feminine, under mercy. It's all one science. It's all one law. Listen to Amazight Bey. Listen to the noble Moors, because the spirit of what they're saying is dead on, better than I could ever put it. Divine breath. And this is from a European Muslim. Okay, you could call me a nigger if you want. Okay, I'm black. You can think of me as black. I'm pale skinned. Okay, why would I say this? What do I have to gain? Nothing, except truth. But I care more about love than truth, and I love my Moors. Islam. So I like the Moors. I love the Prophet, and I revere the law, the one law.
To add on, with regard to the first question, that's another reason why we taught the so-called founding fathers, because they were supposed to do exactly what Brother Robbie just did.
Exactly.
I got nothing but love for you.
That's exactly what they were supposed to do with the information.
Precisely. And it's about goddamn time that we hand this science, we hand everything back to you. That the wolf has no business on Pride Rock. That's all I have to say, because apparently when black or programmed Europeans, basically all blacks, when I say black, I mean spiritually, legally dead. I'm not talking about race. Listen to the noble Moors. They only listen to someone who they think is white. I'm your Roman God, okay? So I am now giving you permission to believe Moorish science. All you slaves, okay? You are free. I free you. The Roman God frees you, okay? Love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, Islam. And I think I got to take a few breaths and maybe just sit down, pet my cat, okay?
Islam.
I love you guys. I love my Moors. I'm with you all the way.
Hey, Robbie, let me ask you something before you go, Robbie.
All right. Let me plug my speaker in. Hang on. All right, shoot.
Let me ask you this. Why are the Europeans afraid of of us coming back into our own, and number two, and this goes for the Grand Sheik too, what's preventing these so-called Masons, the so-called good ones, from turning over these keys that they're supposed to when the heirs show competence?
You mean the oath that they're taking with the Masons, or the basic idea that Europe is a corporation? United States is a corporation on Moorish land. Is that what you're getting at?
No, what I'm saying is the Mystic Turks, as we call them.
Right.
The ones that have been holding the keys.
Yeah.
What do you think?
They're either lying or they don't know shit about the Moors.
No.
A lot of them don't know about the Moors.
No, I'm talking about the ones that do know.
Go on.
I'm talking about the ones that do know.
Oh, well, the ones that do know, in my opinion, they have a blood oath to keep it secret. I'm talking about the Shriners here.
Right, exactly. So, but they took an oath to our ancestors
to steal your fez, to fucking graffiti it with their goddamn markings. They don't even know what Islam is. They want it. They want the power. They want the letter, but they don't know the spirit. I understand. It's about goddamn time everybody understands. Pardon my French. Praise Allah.
Islam.
I'm an anomaly. Don't try to figure me out, Moors. My good Moors, okay? Call me Neo.
Okay, all right. Peace and love, man.
Islam.
Peace. Islam. All right. I'm going to rephrase that to you, Grand Sheik.
Yeah.
Why are these people afraid to turn over the keys? That's the first question. The second question, isn't the Moorish Divine National Movement is supposed to uplift fallen humanity and also basically, in the layman's term, come to the table and get compensation for all the wrongdoing and also all the stolen property of the heirs?
Well, with regard to them not giving up the keys, like the son said, they have an oath. You know what I mean? That part of their being in their little society or whatever is that they have to shut the hell up when dark-skinned people come around. But on another aspect of it is that there's been so much infiltration amongst the Moors since Noble Drew Ali left the scene, is that they don't really want to release the keys because they don't want them to fall into the wrong hands. So you have situations where Moors will individually get some acknowledgement, recognition, or whatever like that from the so-called lodge members. Like there's Moors who, for example,
Abdullah?
On their daily travels. Okay, we'll use Abdullah for an example, right? He's a Moor that knows that he's a Moor, right? And he's studied to know what the keys are. And he's taken the position of giving the keys back to the so-called Negro, black, colored people who think that Masonry isn't theirs. Right? He's tying the birthright to it in when he's giving it back to them. And then you have Moors who, in their daily travels, they might bump into a Mason on a bus or something like that, see them with their fez, they start building, and Mason will tell them straight, like, come to the lodge. Just come visit the lodge. And they go to the lodge and they're leaving with stuff. I know Moors that this has happened to. Like, they go to the lodge and they're leaving with stuff when they went there empty-handed. Right? So there's an issue of honor that they don't know how to deal with, because remember, half of these people that's been infiltrated were down with the lodge. Half these people that infiltrated the Moorish movement and have these people thinking that this is some religious thing are people that, you know, have Masonic handlers. You know, and as far as you know, being compensated, you know, again, they're not going to give a few Moors a handout when Chinese got reparations, when Japanese got reparations. Just check the list of people who got reparations. It tells you that nations got reparations, not individual groups of people. And this is one of the reasons why Noble Drew Ali told us that, you know, our duty is to uplift fallen humanity. And majority of people took the position of take Noble Drew Ali's info, start something new, and, you know, start the confusion. Just go check the FBI papers. Everybody's name's in there who sold out. It's not even hiding. If the name's not in there, the address is in there of whatever temple was infiltrated and all that. And just by the address, you can figure out who those people are today. And then you're talking about some 2,500 pages or something like that in the FBI papers of the Moorish Science Temple. You know, and then also too, we have Noble Drew Ali's prophecy that, you know, the Europeans are not going to give up until he looks death in the face. And he's not close to looking death in the face as far as we're concerned right now. He's rather comfortable. Why? Because there's still people out there putting out, you know, their little videos and their DVDs talking about people are black in 2016. But we're supposed to be way gone past this black thing by now. You still talking about we're black still? 2016? Still talking about you're African? And then nobody who's from the continent calls themselves African? They all identify themselves by their nationality? They even tell you, yeah, there's over 50 whatever nations in the continent of Africa. And then people not going to claim any of them. They're going to claim that they're a continent. All right. The Europeans going to continue to rule. You know, all the black people are cheering about, yeah, you know, Hidden Colors was such a good DVD or whatever. Yeah, you're still black. It obviously wasn't that good. You obviously didn't learn anything if you're still black after watching all the Hidden Colors. Clearly you didn't learn anything. Because the order of the day is nationality as far as our people. We don't need to know anything else. We already know metaphysics. We already know how to put juju on people. You know, we know everything. But what our nationality is. Even though all the leaders came out and told us.
All of them did.
All of them came out and told us. That's the order of the day. But, you know, again, Noble Drew Ali's prophecy manifesting that the Moors are hard-headed, stiff-necked people that only learn at the point of a sword. And unfortunately, that's what's going to get people back to their nationality and birthrights. When they got a ticket about to face jail time, all of a sudden, oh, they know who the Moors are. They want to know about writing paperwork all of a sudden. Or they're about to lose their house or something like that. Or now they know who the Moors are now. They want to know how to write writs. You know, when they had their foot up on the couch and stuff like that, chilling in the house before these people came and said, we're going to take your stuff, nobody cared about paperwork or nothing like that. They didn't care about Moors. Now that they're facing the point of the sword, now they want to know. And, you know, some people, majority of our people, they have to learn the hard way. They don't want to learn the easy way. And it's getting harder and harder. It's going to start getting harder and harder to learn. Let them shut down some of these airports and stuff and Moors can't travel. Let them shut down this internet. You see how people are going to study. Have they been listening to what Moors are saying and stocking up their libraries for when this stuff shuts down, that they could still get some information? Or are they going to be running around with their running around like a chicken with their head cut off, trying to find somewhere to go to learn about this info? Time will tell, like Bob said.
Well, yeah, like you said, time will tell. You know what I'm saying? I mean we can lead them now. We can lead them now. You feel me?
We can't make them drink.
You know, like I was saying on the broadcast today, I'm like, look, they got the indigenous Moors, this Moor, that Moor. I'm like, look, indigenous Moor, national Moor, divine Moor, temple Moor, industrious Moor, economic, social, political, lawful, legal. All of us supposed to know that 360, 720, full circle, circle 7. You know what I'm saying? Like I was explaining to them, you know, like an empire. You know, there's different Moors that do different things, but all of us got the same knowledge. It's just that's your specialty, you know? And that's the confusion, you know? You know? It's time for us to unite, man. So we're going to take the next caller. Area code 347. Welcome to the Amazight Bey Show. What questions do you have for the Grand Sheik, and what's your appellation at Northwestern Maxim?
Islam is Sharice L. calling from Northwestern Maxim.
Islam.
Sheik, I got Islam. What's up? I got 2 questions for you. The first one, I was hoping you can go in on, you know, jurisprudence versus color of law a little bit. You know, like just positive law versus artificial law, kind of distinguish the two for the people.
When we look at two terms that you're going to look up, because you know our duty is to give reference points to inspire people to do research, for people to study. So if you have a law dictionary, you're going to look up the term absolute. You're going to look up the term absolute in the law dictionary, and you're going to look up the term in full life. In full life and absolute. Those 2 terms are relative to jurisprudence or positive law, right? The science that treats positive law. And then you're going to look up color and civiliter mortuus. All these are law terms, color and civiliter mortuus. And then those 2 terms you're going to put relative to negative law or de facto law. Now, one thing to add with regard to jurisprudence is that you hear the HOK scholars always talking about Moors and, why do we say black according to science means death? The science that we're speaking about is jurisprudence, that black means death in. Because if someone is classified or acknowledges that they are black, which they are not, that puts them in a status of civiliter mortus, which translates to civilly dead. So black, according to jurisprudence, means that you're civilly dead. And if you're civilly dead, then that means that you have no rights, which is why Dred Scott case, Justice Taney told Dred Scott that the black man has no rights that the white man is bound to respect because he's civilly dead in law, in jurisprudence. So we don't have a problem with black. If my nieces have a coloring book and they're going to color somebody's hair, they're going to use a black crayon. We're not going to tell them don't use that, use a red or use an orange or whatever like that. We have no problem with black. If you want to make banana bread, you're going to let the bananas get black.
Make it sweet.
No problem with black. Right? You don't got no issue with black. Right? If you're gonna cook up some veggie burgers, you're gonna go get some coals that are black. And you're gonna put the black coals in the stuff, make your fire, so you can have your veggie burgers. So we don't have a problem with black. But from the aspect of jurisprudence, which is the science that treats positive law, we have a problem with black. Because black, as an identity, casts you into the jurisdiction of having no rights. Right? So you're going to look up jurisprudence in the law dictionary, you're going to look up absolute, and you're going to look up in full life. And you're going to compare those to color, de facto, and civiliter mortus. And then you're going to pick which side you want to be on. Because you can't be both. You're either going to pick the first three, or you're going to pick the last three. If you pick the last three, then, enjoy your life, and we'll see you maybe next lifetime, because half of us aren't going to be coming back here. You'll be here on your own, dealing with Skynet and Terminator stuff and all that stuff. We're not going to be here. We're going to the next level up.
Islam.
Right?
My next question is not, and I just want to say for the show, like, it's a good show so far. Like with the European Muslim son calling in, like this show is priceless, man. This is a good show. But yeah, so oh, and I also wanted to interject. I hear Amazight wants a study group and stuff like that. Like, this is one of the things that I'm persistent on, and why I started up the book club and all of that, so that we can get a study group going. Anybody who needs assistance as far as tutoring, or you want to go over a subject together, whatever, you can email me at sharice.l@gmail.com. That's ERECE.EL@gmail.com. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But so my second question, I wanted to know who is it that appoints the Grand Sheiks and assistant Grand Sheiks within the temple?
Well, we'll put that in the context of a temple starting up, right?
All right.
So, because you can't really use a temple already established because there would be a Grand Sheik already.
Right.
And majority of the time, just like with our situation, if a temple is a subordinate temple, then whoever the head of the not subordinate temple would pick that individual, right, to be the Grand Sheik of the subordinate temple, right? But if it's a new temple starting up, like let's say we look at Noble Drew Ali made this statement: anybody who wants a charter, just come get one, and you get a charter, no problem. Right? So, individual who gets the charter to start up a temple would have already had to have done exactly what you're doing, having study groups, and then with these individuals in the study group familiarizing themselves with each other, they will find who that competent individual is that they want to represent them. And then they would make a request that, that individual be the one.
Right.
Because remember, like we were saying earlier, everything's backwards. The people think that, the heads are the ones that make the stuff run. But their duty is just to carry out the will of the people. Their job isn't to necessarily make rules. Like, for example, with the Canaanland temple, right? We teach that the grand body isn't the 5 or 6 Moors that are the heads. The grand body is the membership, right? And the grand body has a representative called a chairman. So the grand body and the chairman have meetings. And then the grand body would bring their issues, ideas, or whatever to the chairman. And then the chairman, as the grand body's representative, would bring those things to the adept meeting, which is the meeting of the heads. And then the heads will come together in their adept meeting. The chairman would present whatever it is that the grand body wants. We would discuss it, make a decision, and then we would have a town hall meeting where we would present what it is that the grand body wants to the grand body. And then on a higher level, once they say, okay, fine, we're done with this, now the adepts now would take these things that the grand body wants and then notify anybody else that needs to know about it.
Is there a chairman for the Canaanland temple?
Yeah, well, remember that. Yeah, the chairman is Tesba Asar Bey. Well,
does he have an
email? His email is. Well, keep in mind that individuals that are honorary members don't make decisions in Canaanland because they're not here. Their membership is honorary. If they got ideas, they could present them. You know what I mean? If it's a good idea, we'll implement it. But it's not really going to have any effect on you. It's going to affect Moors here.
Understood.
But for
that like needs to be. I want to be able to identify, to communicate with whom I need to, because there are no temples out here. You know, that's why I subscribe to Canaanland more.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I was inquiring.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking for his thing right now.
You can text that to me later. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just not to kill time, you know.
Yeah. I'll text it to you or whatever. Yeah.
All right, Amazight. Love to the Moors worldwide. I yield the floor.
All right, peace and love. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Quick break. If you would like to ask the Grand Sheik any questions, go ahead and press 1 on your telephone pad. I know you're in here, but they basically rejected. Well, put their hands down, basically. We'll take a quick break, man. We definitely we're gonna come right on back, and it's called Ask a Real Grand Sheik. Did y'all hear that? It said Ask a Real Grand Sheik, not a sheik, not a dirty Moor. Ask not a self-proclaimed Grand Sheik, actually a real Grand Sheik, people. And just think about any question that you want to ask a real Grand Sheik. Now, no question is not acceptable. All questions are actually acceptable, you know? So go ahead and think about what question actually that you would like to ask the Grand Sheik. And check it out.
All praise is due to Allah. I give honor to the prophet, WIB, for bringing me into the light of my nationality and birthright. Ain't no scapegoat motherfuckers round. Real good. Ain't no state motherfuckers round. I'm gonna survive it. I'ma make it real good. Ain't no state motherfuckers round. I'm gonna survive it. I'ma make it real good. Yeah, nationality, order of the day. Everybody take it. They can roll it, run it. Trinity, so I can see the doctrine of the government. Know what you are doing, play the path of the but it's a conflict. My people represent the black cold woman with this. This is the other black. It's an ass rock. Stay on the court. This man is being occupation. Took your fucking name, your lane, your culture, and left you fucking stateless, homie. Ain't no stateless motherfucker around. I'm more smart.
All right, we back. We gonna make that real clear. We Moorish Americans. Ain't no stateless people around here, you heard me? No. Like you know, Kevin Hart, you know, the dude that said he wasn't gonna wear a dress, but he did. No. Oh my goodness, you heard me? That's crazy, man. That is so crazy, man. So we back, man. Ask a Real Grand Sheik. Go ahead and press 1 on your telephone pad. It's going to put you in a queue and in a good position where I can actually see it. I can't assume that you, hey, I wanna ask, but guess what? it don't matter if you just found out you're a Moor. Ask a question. See, our job is to uplift fallen humanity and help our fellow brother, man, or sister when they're in need. So we all in need of knowledge. Any student does not remain a student, and any master or teacher is always a student. So don't get it twisted, people. Don't get it twisted at all. You don't got to be afraid on the Amazight Bey show, Aboriginal News. In fact, ask a Grand Sheik. So I'm going to go down the board, and got a lot of people online. Mario Bey just checked in. Oh, my goodness. If you always hear something go off, it's the Twitter, it's the Facebook, it's the social media. You know, people hit me up all day long. And Grand Sheik, I know he got a 1,000 emails, crazy emails. So before I ask the question, you got any questions that I know some people probably emailed you or what have you, or some of the Moors that's not online? Because we got some Moors, they in the lab, they don't do social media, you hear me? So they be in the lab. So because we got hands raised up, but before we answer the ones that's hands raised up, do you got any off the line questions that you want to address?
Not right now. Not right now. I'll check.
Okay.
I'll think about it though. I'm pretty sure I got a couple in my mind somewhere.
All right. But I'm definitely gonna bring up something that I had in my inbox today. But I'm gonna take this this caller. Welcome to the Amazight Bey show. Area code 314. What's your appellation at Northwest of Maxim? And welcome to the show. Ask a Grand Sheik, a real Grand Sheik. You hear me? How you doing?
Hey man, Islam boys. This is Devon Robinson L calling from Northwest of Maxim.
Islam.
Me and Amazight we had talked earlier, and I even had asked Cujo this question once before, but I'm gonna just ask it again because I know, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of Moors that have a lot of, you know, questions that they, you know, be wanting to ask, but they be talking to certain Moors and Moors be sending people off. So what is, like, when Moors be talking about this whole birth certificate thing where they say you're supposed to authenticate your birth certificate. And me and Amazight talked about this earlier, and I went and looked up the definition for authentication in Black's Law's Dictionary, 4th edition. So if I have permission, I want to read the definition for people. Then, you know, Grand Sheik, you can kind of go into why trying to authenticate a birth certificate is not something that Moors should even try to do themselves.
Yeah, more, please do.
So I'm reading from Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. This is the definition for authentication. It says, in the law of evidence, the act or mode of giving authority or legal authenticity to a statute, record, or other written instrument or a certified copy thereof so as to render it legally admissible in evidence.
All right. So we have the instrument called birth certificate. And you, an individual, whoever, is taking this birth certificate and getting it authenticated, which means that they're giving this instrument authority by getting it authenticated. Now, if the individual claims to be Moorish American and they're going to a foreigner to let a foreigner give an instrument authority, doesn't that mean that the foreigner is the one that has the sovereignty, not the Moorish American?
That's what it would sound like to me.
All right. So right there, the individual gave up their birthright by doing that process.
Mm-hmm.
And they willingly did it, right? Now, secondly, when you go to authenticate, there's a charge for that, which the individual who's March American is going to pay. So then they just gave up their birthright 2 times. Right? So 2 times they gave up their birth certificate. Remember, European didn't do anything yet. He's just chilling, waiting for them to walk into the office. Right? They got this brilliant idea from some other Moor that put them on to doing this. Or they listen to some hillbilly sovereign tell them that this is how you free yourself or whatever. Right? Now, if that instrument called the birth certificate wasn't authenticated in order to be created, what makes them think that they have to authenticate it if it wasn't authenticated in the first place, in its creation?
Yeah.
Right? So that's 3 strikes. Right? So remember, next batter's supposed to be up, because that's 3 strikes. Right? But we're gonna keep going. See how much times we can strike these people out with their stuff. The birth certificate instrument was created by a foreigner in land that's not theirs. So that means that's a fraudulent contract, which makes that birth certificate instrument void. So that's 4 strikes. So why would you authenticate something that's void? Why would you put your card in the machine at the store? The cashier punch in, $59.99, okay, and then give the thing back to you. You punch in your code to get, to pay for whatever. It's wrong. The receipt is void, but you're asking them for the receipt.
Right.
What are you gonna do with a void receipt? What power does a void receipt have?
None.
Other than going in the garbage.
None.
Right? This birth certificate instrument has a name on it that when they came into this knowledge about their nationality and birthrights, they were saying that name is not them. They don't want nothing to do with that. All capital letters name is a straw man, whatever. They heard somebody say that, there's a bottomless pit on that account where you can, discharge debts and whatever. And then now all of a sudden, they're making claims on this same thing that they said 2 days ago has nothing to do with them. Right? Which is fraud. Right? So that's like 5 strikes right now. Okay? Slavery has been abolished. They had their little, 100-year, 200-year celebration for the abolition of slavery. All black guys are cheering, yeah, slavery's abolished, yeah. We have celebration or whatever. But then that name, that's not them, is a corporation, but it's also classified as a person. And if you're an artificial person, so if you're authenticating this instrument, which means that you're claiming it as property, isn't that slave trade?
Human trafficking.
Well, slavery is supposed to be abolished. That's human trafficking. So now they've gone into the realm of international war crimes now. So slavery is abolished all over the world. Only people who are slaves are stateless and artificial people. Which means that the slavery is really voluntary. And then on top of that, you're doing that in your free national name. So when they come at you for the violations, they're actually coming at you, not a straw man. So there's multiple strikes There's multiple strikes. And we can keep going, just like the slave myth. You know, we can strike them out for about 5 innings without us even going to bat. We're not even gonna go to bat. We're just gonna keep telling them, yep, send up another batter, strike them out. Send up another batter, strike them out. Send up another batter, strike them out. You know, yeah, it's your turn to go bat. No, we don't. We yield going to the plate. You guys just keep sending them up, and we're gonna keep striking them out because there's no sense to even play this game because you guys suck. There's no sense even.
Let me ask you this: did Noble Ali have a birth certificate?
If he did, he didn't authenticate it. I know that.
Hey, I want to ask one more question.
Go ahead, Moore.
Why do you think that most Moors don't know that this red, white, and blue banner is not the American flag, and actually our flag is red, black, and green?
More so ignorance, not thinking. You know, calcifying their own pineal gland by not thinking. Because if you ask a child, if you ask somebody blind, if you ask somebody deaf, you'll have to ask the deaf person in Braille, but if you ask them, what's the nickname of that flag? They're going to say Star Spangled Banner. So if it's a banner, then it can't be a flag.
I yield the floor. Those are my questions. I appreciate that, though. Like I said, I'm more so asking because I know other people, you know what I'm saying, be having some of the same questions, but for whatever reason, they may be hesitant and don't want to ask because they don't want to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying, it's a dumb question. But that's why I ask those questions for other Moors out there that may have some of the same questions. So,
yeah, and just like, and just for clarity, you know, when the brother said red, black, green is a flag, he's not talking about that Marcus Garvey BS, because that's a banner too. He's talking about the Moroccan flag with the green star outlined with the black, the red, black, green flag, the real red, black, green flag.
Right.
not the fake red, black, green flag, which you know, there was a good post where they were saying that the red, black, green flag is a fraudulent flag because it has black in the middle to separate the red and the green on the Moroccan flag. That was pretty heavy.
Yeah, I liked it. That proves.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. Whoever thought of that one, that was a good one. The red, black, green flag.
I posted that one crazy.
Yeah, the red, black, green flag is in reality causing separation because it has black between the red and the green, which are the colors of the Moorish flag. That was heavy.
Right, Dr. Aline did I did a Facebook Live, and I basically rebroadcast Dr. Aline Bey. He had broke down the red, black, and green. You know what I'm saying? And the color, right, but the flag is, what the banner is wrong, but the color is right. You feel me? So our brothers that's listening, I'm rocking with y'all with the color. You feel me? But the banner, I ain't rocking with the banner, but the signs of the colors, I'm rocking with you. That's why I reposted that meme, because on 4th of July, everybody, they asking everybody in the community to wear red, black, and green. Now, I'm not wearing red, black, and green because of that. I'm wearing red, black, and green to show support of my brothers, but the Moorish flag, Moroccan flag, the Moabite flag is red, black, and green. And, we trying to show support, but we correct as we go along, brothers and sisters. That's the right colors, but the wrong banner. We want to rep the flag. But actually, when you wear them colors, you flying your colors, really, though.
Right.
And
honors to Marcus Garvey and all that. You know what I mean? It's not, it's not a diss. It's just, we need to get our ish right.
Right.
Especially if, we got page 268 where he said the only way a Negro is going to be happy is if he is restored to his nationality. Philosophies and Opinions of Marcus Garvey. So he knew.
Right, and exact. I think he knew, but he was trying to come as what the people was, and they, what they identify with. But at the same time, if they really study Marcus Garvey completely, they would read that and see that, and they'd be like, well, hold up. Hold on. We rocking red, black, and green anyway. Our real flag is red, black, and green, so we might as well just rock that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I support the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Let them know, once they bring, I'd rather them wear red, black, and green because that's the Moorish flag colors than wear red, blue, and white and celebrate the independence of the European when we've been independent every day. It's just that we keep dropping the ball. We walking around in our stuff and looking for our stuff.
Yeah. Right.
That's crazy. So, we got a lot of callers on the line. I think they're afraid to speak. But if not, go ahead and press 1 on your telephone pad and ask a real Grand Sheik. And I see all y'all up in there. They got all these area codes up in there. I'm talking about they all over.
Islam Wars. I want to ask another question. It just popped in my mind because you're talking about all these people that's on the line that is listening. Man, why is it that people that proclaim to be Moors and proclaim to be nationals, aren't as enthusiastic as some Moors, like for Amazight, for example, like. When I see that brother on Facebook and I see him being active and putting in work, that inspires me to want to go get my study on. You know what I'm saying? Like when this brother puts in the time and work that he does to try to educate people, it's never really that many Moors that, that's doing some of the same things he does. So why is it that we claim that we know who we are, but when it comes to doing it on a grand level, we just seem like we quiet about it?
Islam, thank you for that.
Yeah, I think a lot of propaganda has gone out to get people to be in this passive position. And like we're saying, using Amazight for example, he's not somebody that's going to court and all that stuff to say that he's active. He's just putting out info. You know what I mean? I remember a few years ago that when you said active Moors to people, automatically they think you got to have some case, you got to be going to court, you got to be, standing up to highwaymen, you got to be, risking your life in order to be Moor. It ain't that serious. You know what I mean? Active Moor is an individual who, cares about his birthright and is going to do anything possible to let people know. You know what I mean? He's gonna uplift fallen humanity. The active Moors are the ones that reach out to humanity in any way that they can, you know. And another part of it is the whole thing with the talk of adepts and the examples that are out there. You know, that's why we put it on the class a couple weeks ago, that, you know, when we went to South Carolina, or North Carolina, I mean, and me and Brother Taj were sharing a room, you know, he actually slept and stuff. You know, he's not up 24 hours a day or whatever studying. You know what I mean? He eats food and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You know, the appearance, you know, it would appear like, oh my gosh, or if I meet Taj, oh my gosh, I'm gonna faint and all that stuff. It ain't that. Ain't nothing like that going on. He's a regular brother, just anybody else out here. You know, right? His knowledge base is just broad, but he's another brother. Matter of fact, him and Brother Seth and Rob Bey and some other people are supposed to be, you know, taking a break. Just go into another state, get a hotel or whatever, and just go chill for some days. Just because, you know what I mean? You know, we sacrifice, we put work in, and sometimes you just want to chill. But people shouldn't be overwhelmed, you know, about exercising their birthright. Like, you're not overwhelmed by blinking. You're not overwhelmed by breathing. You know, you're not overwhelmed by having to put your shoes on to go outside. So, you know, why are you overwhelmed about your birthright? It's not supposed to be stressful. You know, it's supposed to be something that, you know, you want to express. You know, you don't have to, you know, have your hand down somebody's throat to give them their birthright. You know, once the people are convinced that they are not Negro, black, and colored, in my opinion, you need to be getting the word out. If you know without a shadow of a doubt that you're not Negro, black, colored, then there's no reason for you to be quiet with this information.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
You know what I mean? And if you get into a situation where somebody, you know, comes at you, like, why you, whatever, you're not adept, or, you know, you're not whatever, just tell them Cujo told you. And see what they say. Some Cujo said. Cujo said that I could, once I know I'm not Negro, black, colored, I'm supposed to be, you know what I mean, telling people about their birthright, that they're not Negro, black, colored. You know what I mean? Because if you can be convinced that you're not that, then you should want to convince others that they're not that, especially if they're diehard that they're that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You know. And again, you know, being active, again, to put it out there, being active has nothing to do with going into courts and all that type of stuff. Being active has to do with expressing the fact that you know this information. You know what I mean? Expressing the fact that you know, like for example, before I was more, I read The Alchemist. Right? And then after I was more, I read The Alchemist again. And that was two different books. But it was the same book. Only because my mindset changed. Before I was more, I read Celestine Prophecy. Then after I was more, I read Celestine Prophecy, and that was two different books that went in two different total directions, but just because of my mentality being different. you know. So there is the ability to learn even on the lowest level once you know about your birthrights. And what you learn, you should want to tell. You know? And again, you don't have to force it on people. You don't have to, you know, berate them to get down with this or whatever. You know, you just give them some keys and then leave them alone. You know, if they're inspired, they're going to go check it out. If they're not inspired, they won't. That's none of your business if they don't want to go check it out. That's up to them. The point is that, you know, they can't say they weren't told. They can't say it wasn't brought to their attention that they should check this out. I don't know. I think you had another question, bro?
Yeah, part of my background, but earlier Amazight did a broadcast on Facebook where he played a clip where Barack said he was the first Kenyan, you know what I'm saying, to be an American president. He didn't say nothing about no African. Then he also said that Morocco was the first country to recognize this country. Can you explain to people exactly what he meant when he said by that, and when he said Morocco, what Morocco was he talking about?
By bringing up Morocco as the first country, he's letting the people know that the United States didn't come into existence on its own. That United States of America, that, you know, like the real David Banner said, the founding fathers, United States of America, was recognized by Morocco. And then that's when everybody else recognized that, okay, they're legitimate. So the question we have to ask is, why Morocco? Like, why would, of all these countries all over the place, why would it be Morocco to be the one that has to recognize them? Because Morocco is supposed to be in Africa. What does Africa have to do with America that Morocco is going to be the authenticator of the United States of America government? Because the United States of America government is really in the Moroccan Empire. Because remember, Morocco that recognized the United States is not the Morocco from 1956. The Morocco from 1956 is a kingdom, part of the Moroccan Empire, which is why they have the red flag with the 5-point green star. And really and truly, that was them stealing Moors' birthright, because in 56, Moors thought they were Negro black colored people. So they got their birthright jacked. And then we come into our own, and then Moors are going to make calls to the Moroccan embassy to ask the Kingdom of Morocco embassy, do they recognize Moorish Americans? Like the kingdom has some rule over an empire. And for everybody who hasn't, just look for it on YouTube. Moroccan embassy denies Moorish Americans or something like that. And just know that those are some dirty Moors right there. Those are some dirty Moors. You have Moors that's saying that they're going to go to a kingdom and ask them if they recognize an empire, those some incompetent dirty Moors. On top of being dirty, they're incompetent. Because they have hair in their food, and they ask to see. I want to talk to the manager, and the cashier brings out the janitor, and then they're talking to the janitor like he's a manager. Incompetence. Islam.
Islam. You got any more questions, brother?
No, I think that was it. If I do, I'll pass back in.
Okay. So, if anybody else like to ask a question, wow, did y'all guys just hear that? I don't know if y'all just go back to the archive, man. The Grand Sheik dropping some Jews on y'all, man, and clearly identifying who's dirty, who's incompetent, who's nice, and who's accurate with the facts. The Grand Sheik is, I don't know, what are you doing right now? You need to be pressing 1 on your keypad. Press 1 and get out of the queue if you already asked a question and you don't want to come back. You feel me? Better yet, just press 1, clear the queue, and come back so I can know, because the line is packed with people, you hear me? I'm like, oh my goodness, you hear me? But they're afraid to speak tonight. I mean, I can't even see all the callers, like, as usual. But I'm going down the line, and they just have 3 hands, and all these people came on and said their piece. We still have, like, 30 minutes to the live feed for the questions, man, because, I mean, I'm going to ask some of these questions, but the Grand Sheik I already know the answer. But at the same time, I'm still going to ask some questions, still sharp and still. So, but anyway, while I get ready for the commercial break, you know, and we'll wait till they ask some questions or whatever, man. They had this guy in my inbox, and this guy, this dirty Moor, forgive me, well, better yet, this dirty Moor by the name of the appellation was called, her name was Jackie Mason. Jackie Mason asked me, how come the Moors keep saying they're the first people and that the Moors, nobody is the first people? Now, mind you, I thought Jackie Mason was an Asiatic because there's an Asiatic picture on the wall, you feel me? So I assumed she was an Asiatic. But I dig deep, you know, because we know the book, you feel me, is them people, as we all know. So, you know, they just watching us lawfully and legally anyway. So I go digging it. It's a European. And she said that her blood type is not RH, not AB, and that nobody is the first people. That is bogus. And why do I say that's bogus, Grand Sheik? Because the planet is brown. And the planet is also has green vegetation all over the planet. And last time I checked, Grand Sheik, I don't think, does the mirror lie to a person?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Last time I checked, I was brown. So if the planet is brown and I look brown and Grand Sheik, Cujo look brown and all our people look brown and the planet brown and they got some other people that's moderate, that means they ain't ancient. That means they Johnny come late, and no disrespect to them, they pale black people. They're actually black, you know. I mean, when they get in a fight, you know, they turn red. When they get sick, they turn blue, purple, all these colors because they the real color people. But at the same time, you feel me, all the artifacts on this planet is melanated brown people with black hair, brown hair, blonde hair, gray hair, so-called white hair, but they have brown skin. So for a European to say that a Moor, you know what I'm saying, is not the first everything, that's kind of crazy. And I'm just wanted to ask you, I said all that to say, what is really keeping our people from, and the rest of the world, from this realization that nationality actually fixed it fixed racism because it don't exist. Also, if everybody got a nationality, according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, then nobody can be called an immigrant, a refugee, or any crazy symbols. What is really wrong with the world? Because there's a brother by the name of Larry. I think his name is Larry. I don't know, HOK dudes. And he said, on a record, for the record, that he knows he has brown skin. He said he have brown hair, but he's talking about the super consciousness or whatever, you feel me? What is actually, what's preventing humanity from really getting this? Like, I mean, because they know they're not black, but they still go with that. Like,
it's either,
what is the problem, Sheik?
It's either that they are for lack of a better term, it's either that they're agents, right? It's either that they're agents or they're living in fear. Because I ask myself that all the time. Well, what is it? Why is it that, you know, people aren't gravitating toward this? And conclusion that I come to is that either they're in fear, right, which means they're under mental slavery, or they're agents, and their position is to pretend like they don't know when they know, pretend like they don't want it when they got it. You know, like certain people who, you know, was on camera with Taj, reading the dictionaries and knew that, you know, white is a status, not a skin complexion, but they still call people white. You know, and certain people who had, you know, the etymology master, Abdullah El Talib Bey, on their couch and broke it down to them about who created the races and that what being black means etymologically, but they still go around and call their people black.
And he agrees to that. He agrees to it.
Yeah, and he agrees to it. Right? Either they're in fear or they're agents working with municipal, federal, executive. They're working with every branch of this corporate democracy, and they're getting, you know, their Nazi sleds and stuff like that for their birthday in order to keep pushing the BS that they're pushing. They're getting their pleather suits and stuff like that. You know, they're getting their payoff.
You gotta be mad.
There's no need, there's no way that they don't get it. There's no way. They can't convince me that they don't get it. You know what I mean? I know they get it. And they're choosing to use their influence to keep our people in ignorance. Because with that influence that they have, they can change this thing around tomorrow. You know what I mean? 8,000 views, 10,000 views in 2 days and stuff like that. They could turn this stuff around tomorrow. Do they want to? Probably not.
I think the reason, also with the back, you know, it's probably because they gonna be like, they ain't gonna be able to eat no more, like lucrative. You follow me?
Well, I mean, you know, if we really look at it, they're not eating anyways, because that fiat's burning up in their pocket. They think they're eating.
Right.
Those Moors got the starving belly sticking out and stuff like that. They're not eating. You know, they're not eating nothing. These niggas got diarrhea and it's just air coming out.
Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. It goes down. So we're gonna take a quick break. We have about 20 minutes to the live feed. And if you're listening from online, Facebook, Google Hangout, or any one of these social media, because we do broadcast from multiple platforms at times, and this is one of the times, so it's live on other social media. Go ahead and press 1 and go ahead and call into the show. If you want to ask a real Grand Sheik, I mean, this is the time to ask a real Grand Sheik, people. You know, y'all want to know about the movement. You want to know what it is, what it ain't. You know, y'all always talk about the Moors this and the Moors that. You got a real Grand Sheik. Do you hear that? So let me take a break, you feel me, right quick, and we're going to get right back to it. All right, we back. Welcome to the Amazight Bey Show. We got a special guest, Cujo Ottawa L, Grand Sheik of the Canaanland Temple. And if you not subscribed to the Canaanland Moors Temple, I don't know what you're doing. It's up-to-date information. It's evolved information. It's ancient information. It's the same information. He just bring it in a modern form, ancient form, like Beyonce stated, the past and the present meet the rubble. Basically, that's what it is, people. And we're not reinventing the wheel or nothing. You know, this is your birthright. So you bring it how you want to bring it, but we do stand for national principles. You know, that's as you can see, you know, we don't have no confusion on this show. You feel me? On none of the active Moors shows, we really deal with the dirty Moors and let y'all know. The reason why we keep talking about dirty Moor, so you cannot be swindled, hoodwinked. You know, some of the problems and some of the things that we went through, we don't want you to go through it. So this is a perfect time to ask a real Grand Sheik. So I'm going to ask a real question to a real Grand Sheik. Now, Grand Sheik, who is the Grand Governor of the Grand Sheik? And if that do exist, why is the temple? I know it's infiltrated, but amongst the Jur temples, where is, I want to say, where do y'all guys meet at, man? Do y'all meet and talk about, the condition of the information being pushed, the condition of the nation? I want to, if that's fair to ask.
As far as like all the temples, you mean?
Yeah, all the temples that's in accord
right
with the more right.
Well, what we've come to the realization is that we have to just do things together. So when you see Canaanland Moors do a Skype with Grand Sheik Nature, Bey, right? We're doing that to address these issues together. When you see Canaanland Moors Skype with Taj Tariq Bey, that's what you're talking about. So it's something that we've been doing.
Right.
The heads of the temples, when you see Canaanland Moors Skype with Cosmo L, that's the same unity question that you have is what we've been doing by doing these Skypes with multiple different Moors that vibrate on the frequency that we vibrate on, because we realize that people are waking up, and the fact that people are waking up, they want to know what this is about. They don't want to be left in the dark. They want to get as much information as they can get to assist them in their life. And we found it a good, it was a good thing to do, to get these different perspectives. Even what we're doing right now is that exact same thing. Bringing these perspectives, these different perspectives together. We're not playing this whole thing about agree to disagree for unity. Like, we're already on the same page. We're really just doing this so we can inspire other people. We want other people to know that, there is unity amongst the Moors. Because it's just like with Brother Knowledge L. Him and some brothers in North Carolina and sisters brought us together for us to do something in that jurisdiction. And the only people from that jurisdiction that showed up was him, the brothers who he and sisters who facilitated the event, and the two generals from the Bloods and the Crips. Everybody else was from out of town.
Wait, what do you say? I don't think they heard that, man. What did you just say?
So at the
Bloods
lecture,
and the Crips.
Yeah, because even they know. Even they know that they're Moors, because You know, gang culture is more a science. Forget all the shooting up stuff and all that. You know, the code of the streets in the gang culture is more a science. You know about their nationality and birthrights and all that. You know.
All right. And the reason why I asked that, just to let the people know why we're active Moors and why we must go hard the way we go, because there's room for everybody. And as the Grand Chief letting you know, there's active Moors out there, but we are spread thin. You know, ain't no way they shouldn't have a study group or Moors, active Moor Science Temple in each area. So, you know, before we can go ahead and implement these temples, we must be the change that we want to see. So if there's a temple in your territory that's not doing right, don't go beat them up. Be an example and start a study group. You know?
And in doing that, you'll realize that 60% of the people who are in that temple have wanted to leave for the past 10 years. Just because, you know, it's the age of information where, you know, if the temple's not giving it to you, don't worry. Just go to New Nadriel's channel. And you'll find out quick fast that these people that have claimed to be Moorish Science Temple of America have been playing your intelligence. Straight playing your intelligence. You know, and we get it all the time. You know, just like we were saying in the beginning with your sister. You know, it's like, what do you mean? They don't teach that in our temple or whatever. All those things there are signs. If that's your perspective, that you listen to a show like this, or you know, look at something on YouTube by Active More, and you gotta stop and say, hold on a second. I've been in the temple 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 years. I never had anybody mention this before. Know that they're probably playing you. You know. And this is why we're saying that people who are on this information and they realize that they're not Negro black colored, you should be doing something. You don't need like back in the day when we used to do our Rome classes, re-education of African minds, right? It was technically a DVD study group where we would meet up at community center, you know what I mean? We'll do some flyers, you know, and nothing crazy, not you know, no going nuts on graphics and stuff like that, paying somebody $500 for no flyers, just basic flyer. An image on there, words on there, black and white, doesn't matter, print it out, give those out. On Tuesday, we're meeting up at the, you know, community center, room A, from 5 to 9 p.m. We're going to be watching the DVD entitled Blah, Blah, Blah by Blah, Blah, Blah. You know, it's free. Come on out and let's build or whatever. And for a year, it was just me and the brother who was putting that on by ourselves in there for like 9 months. Every week, just us there for about 9 months, just us. But, you know, we looked at it as an opportunity to watch these DVDs and sit down and just build amongst ourselves. And then, you know, by the time a year and a half came, we had standing room only, just from watching some DVDs. You know what I mean? And this is before more science and all that. This is just watching black stuff and all that. You know, people just heard about it and they just came. You know what I mean? And then we had the one individual who said, yo, you know what I mean? I know somebody who, you know, they got a restaurant and I told them about it and they want to know how to support, and he was coming with, you know, catered food every week. We're eating rice and peas and, you know what I mean, stew fish and all that stuff, watching some lectures for free, just because. You know what I mean? So it doesn't take a lot. All it takes is, you know, somebody being inspired to do it and persevering. Because, you know, as we know, quality over quantity. So you're gonna get instances where, you know, nobody shows up, but don't be discouraged. You know what I mean? Drew Ali told the Moors, go to the temple, put the charter on the wall, wait there for an hour and a half. If nobody comes, take the charter off the wall and go home. That's Drew Ali. So the least you could do is give an hour and a half of your time. See if anybody shows up. And if nobody shows up, no big deal. Drew Ali gave you permission to go home after an hour and a half. So if somebody comes an hour 35 minutes in, you know, well, hey, you know, no black time. You should have been here on time.
Right. Let me interject you right quick, Grand Sheik.
Yeah.
Let me interject you. We got about 1 minute to the live feed. If you're calling or you listening online, go ahead and call in right quick. We definitely got hands raised. I guess you strike a nerve. So we're going to go ahead and introduce. Yeah, a whole lot jumped in just now. We kind of late to the party, but it's all good. Welcome to the Amazight Bey Show. What's your appellation? What's your question for the Grand Sheik?
Islam family. This is Mario L. Bey, Northwest of Maxim. Islam to the family.
Islam family.
Islam. Good brother Mario.
Brother Cujo. Yeah, brother Cujo. How you doing, bro?
Yo, you already know, bro. You already know.
He been cutting up too, bro. I look like he came out the closet, huh?
yeah, man. I just got one question, bro. Are there any audio recordings that you know of Drew Ali that exist? Zero. Wow. But you got Marcus Garvey.
Unless they're in somebody's little, you know what I mean, secret archive that they don't want to let it off or whatever. But from the Moors that we know, everything was mouth to ear with regard to Noble Drew Ali. There was nothing, no, you know, and just like you're saying, yeah, we got Garvey, we got Haile Selassie, we got all these other people, but
yeah,
you know, ironically, there's nothing on Noble Drew Ali, which should let people know something. You know what I mean? That should let people know something. You got some Garvey stuff, but you can't find anything on Noble Drew Ali. They were around the same time. That should let you know something.
I've been thinking about that. That's why I had to ask you, because I've been asking a lot of different people, but everybody's saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
God is the oral statements. That's the closest we're getting to art.
Okay.
His energy was that high, man. They have it, man. They just don't want that energy.
Exactly. Because the energy is there. Yeah, bro. That's all I wanted to ask, man. I had to catch the show, man. Catch the last part of it and get it in real quick, man. I appreciate all the info, bro. Cujo, man. Amazight. You know, y'all doing well, man. I love y'all, brothers, man.
Thank you,
y'all
man.
motivate
Thank
me.
you, bro.
Yeah, thank you for what you do too, bro. Thank you for what you do too, because I be seeing you behind the wheel, schooling them.
Oh yeah, bro. I gotta get it, man. I got more to come. Bro.
Watching you, bro. Trust me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I ain't playing with them down here.
Hey, Mario.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, bro.
Let me ask you this. What you got to say to them dirty Moors, man?
Man, you know what? I ain't going to give them none of my energy tonight. That's how I'm going to do it. No energy for them tonight. Peace and love, family.
They're on their own.
Yeah. Peace and love. That's what I'm going to tell them.
Man, I had people cracking up on your video, man. I put your video together, and I forgot the other brother, bro. They was cracking up, bro. They said, them two brothers like that. They said, I said, you thought I was bad. I said, man, look at these brothers. You heard me? I be showing them on Facebook Live, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
it's real in the field, man. It's real in the field. It's real in the field, man. But yeah,
definitely
like you said earlier, Cujo, like Cujo was saying earlier, don't get it twisted. It ain't about being active, ain't about just being in court and paperwork and all that old crap. It's just about uplifting fallen humanity. You feel me? So I really agree with that, man. Like just getting the word out, getting that word out. If they get it, they get it. If they don't, move on. I mean, that's what I'm on. If they get it, they get it. If they don't, hey, it is what it is. Can't say you didn't tell them.
It was warm.
They were warm, bro.
Straight up.
But yeah, y'all brothers, I'm not going to hold up this line, man. Y'all brothers, man, y'all have a wonderful evening. I appreciate all the info. Islam, peace and love, man.
Islam, peace and love. Islam. All right, that was a great one. All right, man. We got a lot of callers, man, as usual around this time at every show. But I still see the same hands raised up. So if you don't have a question, go ahead and press 1 and you're going to get out the queue. But if not, I'm going to open up these lines. But before I do, man, this is a great show, man. I really appreciate you always coming to the show, Ryan Sheik, man. I really appreciate you, man. I know you be busy doing your little thing, bro. But I just want to say to you, from me to you, bro, I love you. And I thank you for everything, you feel me? You inspire me to do what I do, you feel me? Just to put that on the record.
Yeah, wouldn't be able to be here if there was no Amazight Bey show. So honors to you. Honors to you for stepping up. You know what I mean? Giving these people a different energy to feed off of. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many people waking up that the inspiration has to come from many different sources for them to want to claim their birthright, And trust me, you're doing some things that are different. You know what I mean? You're doing some things that aren't the norm to get the information to the people, and that's definitely needed. Innovative uplifting of fallen humanity.
Right. Robbie just sent me a text. He said he want to honor Cujo. I guess he about to put up a plaque or something, man. Robbie is an energetic European, bro.
Yeah. Super energetic. And for the record, when he says honors to Keti, that's one of the Moors. That's one of the young Moors out here that brought his dad into the info.
Wow.
That's how heavy Robbie's teacher is. Robbie's teachers are more that brought his dad on.
Wow. Now that's dope right there.
Yeah. So those are the Moors that's out in Canaanland. You know what I mean? The Moors that you might not hear about, but are doing something. That's one of those Moors. Honest to Brother Ketty, young brother, but he's an old soul returned. Believe that.
Wow, Islam to that brother. Islam. You feel me? Robbie, boy. I mean, bro, he's going ham. He going off on the Europeans. He's like, y'all better wake up, stop playing these Lorraine games. He on the feed. He posting Cujo videos, my videos, Ty's videos. He tagging you in there. Man, look, bro, shout out to Robbie. You know what I'm saying? See, all Europeans ain't the devil, and all Moors ain't your friend. That's the moral of the story.
Straight. So don't listen to them brothers talking about the white man's the devil and Europeans the devil and all that stuff. Just go listen to Prodigy tell you that the black devil is the one that you need to watch out for. Peace to Prodigy for dropping it, letting people know. You know what I mean? Letting people know. The European that showed him more support than his niggers when he was locked up, that he did all types of madness with. European who showed him more love than people from his block and all that. You know what I mean? So every European is not your enemy. Believe that. Especially if you know about your nationality and birthrights. The only enemy you got as far as the Europeans, if you know about your birthrights, really and truly, are those people who are in the seats of your government, fronting like they're you.
Oh, that usurping going on.
Yeah, the usurpers.
Right. We laugh and joke, but this is really serious, people. I sometimes laugh and joke to keep the tears from rolling down my eye, and that might sound corny, but when I look at my brothers and sisters, they got actually brothers and sisters that's actually physically on a plantation, and I'm serious. This ain't no joke.
Out here too, bro. Out here too. Plantation still. Plantation.
And they're happy on in America.
They're not even mad. America. They're happy. Yep. Crazy.
You know, like I showed the video with the brothers and sisters from Haiti eating dirt cookies. Now the funny thing about that, when they had that when that nuclear bomb that they say an earthquake hit Haiti, they actually went over there. That's still America, people. They went and got gold. They still digging up that's our gold. But that's, when I say our, that's the Moors gold. But that particular territory, that's Haiti gold. And they pay these people, I think these brothers and sisters, like they only pay them a small to dig it. But here's the funny part about it. If so-called Africa got all the minerals and stuff, why they went to Haiti to get the gold? And why they still digging for minerals on this continent and not telling you? Think about that. The so-called African continent and American continent is the biggest continent on the planet. And America is the only continent that goes from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere. So you giving up your birthright, your territory, your history, your advanced estate. These people are in our home, and we letting them do whatever they want to do. They roaming. We ain't checking hall passes. You know what I'm saying? This guy, this corporation that call himself white, but he red, call his name, I call him Pikachu, but y'all call him Donald Trump. You feel me? Talking about he gonna do this, and he's not the power here. We are. And our brothers eating dirt cookies, man, in America in 2016. While we can go to the store and get Jordans, they eating dirt cookies, man. Nationality is important. What about the brothers and sisters that's eating dirt cookies? They depending on us to wake up. You know? Like, I don't know, you hear me? Like, this ain't no game. Like I said, we joke about it, you know, to keep the tears from going down our eyes, but only a few gonna be saved, but at the same time, goddamn people, we can wake up, man. We can make it. It's time to bounce back. You hear me? So only information gonna do it. You feel me? And honoring our divine prophet, which is our ancestor. You feel me? And governing ourselves. So when these people do, you know what I'm saying? When that time comes, we'll be competent, qualified. You know what I'm saying? Because it say honor our mothers and fathers, and you must be qualified, right? And common law states you must be competent to take your place in affairs of men and run your estate. So that's paperwork, people. Even if they have a war right now, paperwork got to be done. So I'm just going to open up the line, man. Anybody, you can just press 1 on your keypad if you want to ask Grand Sheik a question. I mean, you know, I'll just open the line back up to some of the people. And we're going to go, oh, yeah, they dropped off. Okay, there we go. They finally cleared the line out. Welcome to the Amazight Bey Show. You got a question? Islam, area code 314. Okay. All right. Okay. Welcome to the Amazight Bey Show. Islam, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, Islam.
Oh, hi.
Sharice.
I wasn't sure if you can hear me. I didn't know. Yeah, it's Sharice L. Sorry. Sharice L. called from Northwest America. Like, the discussion really got deep. Like, I honestly, like, it's like my mind has different questions now. But, like, ultimately, like, when, you know, you guys are speaking in on the RBG, like the colors, right? It's like it brought my mind to how the prophet always stated how we would learn through signs and symbols. And Kuja, I remember I'm just bringing it back to where you stated that you read The Alchemist one time, and then you got onto the Moorish science, and then you read it again, and it was just a completely different book to you. Like, how often does that occur with you? And I'm saying this basically because I guess, like, my point is, as far as metaphysics, you know, eventually, don't you end up there? Isn't that where you will find your answers? Because there are some Moors who are, it's like they give up religion completely. You know what I mean? Like, they've been so indoctrinated, and it's like once they wake up from the dogma, you know, they have this, I guess, this stigma with the word religion, not truly thoroughly understanding what it is, what it's for, you know. Some may feel like, you know, Moors, they just substitute Jesus with Noble Jew Ali, you know, and just kind of run with it that way, but it's not necessarily that way. So can you kind of just go into how signs and symbols are so important with this understanding, and is the metaphysical element a place where you ultimately will end up going to when you really get onto the science of this?
What had first inspired me to go back and read the books was because I was a big, when I was in the black stuff, I was a big Amos Wilson fan. So a lot of his books I had in my library. And one book in particular, I think we did a class on it once. It might be on YouTube. African-Centered Consciousness versus the New World Order by Amos Wilson. That was one of the first books that I reread after coming into the information, because, you know, sometimes you just want to read something different, and I just picked up the book just to try to get, just to read it again. Like, I didn't even intend to find anything new. You know what I mean? But when I read that book again, I realized that being that Amos Wilson was a psychologist, really what he was talking was more science, as far as, to help us with our problem, know thyself and things like that. And reading that book made me realize that, damn, I have to go back and read all my favorite black books. All the books that inspired me when I was, a black conscious guy. I have to read all those books again. Because, like you're saying, when you get into more science, now you're looking with metaphysical eyes at everything. Now you're looking with esoteric eyes at everything. You're not just reading stuff on the page. So, with The Alchemist, it wasn't, I just remembered that was a good book, like the book was good. Like I couldn't put the book down. So I was like, yeah, okay, that's another book that I got to read again. And then when I read the book again, they're talking about Moorish stuff in there. And I'm like, yo, I missed all this reading the first time. You know what I mean? More with the plate and stuff like that. And, you know what I mean, in the desert and all these things going on. And it's like, okay, so it is real that you can get a different message every time, just because of your mindset. But it's a good exercise to go back and read some of your favorite books now that you have a Moorish mindset. Because, like I'm saying, your pineal gland throbbing, your first eye being open and harmonizing with your two eyes on a page now is going to be a totally different read.
Complete.
Especially books that you like, especially books that you've read in your dead status that for whatever reason they were inspiring to you. Read those books again with your Moorish eyes now, and you will most definitely get a different perspective from those books. And it would also give you more insight into what level the author was on. As far as, if because with books, when an author puts out a book, know that all the words might be theirs, but the concepts might be, ancestral. There might be divine intervention, weaved between those chapters or those paragraphs or whatever. So, I had a whole different respect for Amos Wilson, after reading his books with Moorish mind. Another book like that was in this Kamet Kush, Enoch the Ethiopian. That was another book that gave a different perspective of quote unquote Bible individual. African origin of biological psychiatry, Richard King. different perspective than before.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because once you're looking at it metaphysical, once you have a metaphysical eye, you pick up more stuff. Even the Tao of Wu, even the RZA book, was totally different perspective. Finding out with the, how much times 7 is mentioned in there, and you know what I mean. It's not no nation of gods on earth's perspective of 7. It's like high, it's metaphysical. Which is more science. Right?
But like even with Pop Decoded, like I was on the more science, but not. It wasn't like I wasn't as so deep into astrology, and just different philosophies. I wasn't as deep as I am now. So it's like when I reread it, it was just like my eyes opened a whole other wing. You know what I mean? Like in my mind of things that was going on in the book. But there was also other things that I wanted to touch on as well. Because you're really telling it a lot. You're dropping a lot of gems for these people. I really hope they take heed of what you're saying tonight. But like with contracts, I wanted to bring that up. Just would you be able to just go into discussion as far as like what is a contract and give an example of how blind our people are as far as what a contract is on a day-to-day?
Contracts can be verbal, implied, or written. So almost all of our interactions are contractual. Almost all of our interactions are based on offer and acceptance. So some of the some easy ways that our people are contracting when they don't know when they're contracting is you walk onto the slave ship and somebody says, "Oh, have a nice day today," and okay, thank you. And you don't realize that they just told you have a foolish day.
Mm-hmm.
And then your day sucks, and you don't get that you contracted with the ethers to have a foolish day. So your day was foolish because you didn't know the etymology of nice. Or you go somewhere and they have papers, on the wall, and then you take the paper off the wall and then you sign it and you give it in. Or somebody is sitting at a desk and they slide the paper across the desk to you, and then you sign it and then like lift it off the desk and put it in their hand. You don't slide it back to them. You just contracted with them, even though that contract is fraudulent, because all contracts should be signed by all parties that are involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
So in not recognizing that we're contracting, we get ourselves in things that sometimes we can't even get out of after, because we didn't even know that we contracted in the first place. We just figured, we're getting something, So it's important for our people to keep in mind at all times that we are under occupation in our own land. And because we are under occupation in our own land, it is vitally essential that we learn how to live within contracts. And one of the most important things that we need to learn to do with regard to contracts is to reserve our rights whenever we sign anything with anybody. I don't care if they're Asiatic, Moors, whoever. Reserve your rights when you sign anything. So, for people who don't know, on the line that they say sign here, before you sign, you're going to write on the line in legible writing, all rights reserved. And then whatever your signature is, you're going to sign over that. And that's just a start of learning how to live within contracts. Because how we ended up in slavery is a contract. Somebody said, black over a fountain, white over a fountain, and we go drink from the black one. That's a contract. You just admitted that you're black.
Yeah.
You go to if you're into sports or something like that, and you go to the game, and you know that the seat 2 seats over or whatever, 2 seats ahead, nobody sat there for the whole game. But you decide, because I have a ticket that says row 5, seat 8, you're going to stay there, opposed to, get a better seat. If nobody's sitting up there, why not? It's not like they come check or whatever, unless individual comes for their seat. You know what I mean? They don't care. They already got their fiat. You already got your ticket, so they don't care. You just contracted. If you're walking down the street and neo-Nazi comes up and says, "Hey, nigger," and you turn around and get mad or whatever, want to fight neo-Nazi because you said nigger. If you're not nigger, why you bother?
Answer. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just contracted. So there's all these little, these things, because the contract also is how they get you to be in their jurisdiction so they could enforce their fraudulent law on you.
Mm-hmm. So, ultimately it comes down to what it is that you identify with. Who and what you are is what you'll answer to.
Yeah, because, first thing is who you are. If you know that you are the Aboriginal, Indigenous, Moorish American, you're not nigger.
Exactly.
So anybody that hears that, it shouldn't even be, you might look because, it is a sound that you heard. Ain't nothing wrong with looking, but, I'm talking to you, nigger.
You ain't talking to me.
You're looking, you're looking over your shoulder and shit. Like, who is that talking to?
For real.
Nobody back. You know what I mean? Because remember, it's offer and acceptance. You don't have to accept the offer.
Exactly.
You could turn the offer down. You could turn the offer down.
Yeah. Because it's really like it becomes like, you know, just basic mannerisms for them, the unconscious Moors, you know, because that's what they identify with. That's what they're, you know, when you call them that, like you said, the jurisdiction that they're submitting to is what allowing these people to give them the authority to abuse them the way that they are. And so, yeah, just wanted to put that out there, She. Good show tonight, guys.
Like even on the level of that, you know, like when they you know, have something happen where European does something to Asiatic, and then they say, oh yeah, the black people in the black guy, and then the white officer, you know, whatever, and then the black guy tripped on something, and then the white officer stomped him to the ground or whatever like that, and then, you know, they're not getting mad that they're getting called black throughout this whole thing. And they never do anything about it. They just let that pass, but they're mad that the guy got stomped out.
Like I didn't mean to interject, but like there was it was like a governor or something, like a former governor or whatever, and the article spoke to me because the governor, he called the Aboriginal people Aborigines, right? But they're so unconscious, they started up, you know, some commotion, and tried to get the governor in trouble for not addressing them as black people. They didn't appreciate the fact that they called them Aborigines. And it's like these people are really backwards. They really honestly don't have any concept of self-identity.
And then to put it on the record again, the reason why they have those misconceptions is because of dirty Moors, which does not only mean people who proclaim their nationality as Moor and are doing backwards with this information. Dirty Moors are also HOK guys. Those guys are dirty Moors too.
To the max.
The black guys pushing conscious communities as a community when they have a nationality. Those guys are dirty Moors too. The whack rapper is a dirty Moor.
Absolutely.
Right? Michael Jordan's a dirty Moor.
Getting bad people social security number on dirty Moor.
Black or whatever.
Using them dead people.
Yeah, they'll always remember that they're Moors, even if they're classified as black or African or whatever. You know. You know, like for example, you know, like Dr. Reggie's a dirty Moor.
Hell yeah, Dr. Reggie's a dirty Moor.
That's the ring leader.
That's the ring leader.
Oh my God. 100.
Yeah. IHF. Jack your ish. IHF. Never jacked nothing in a long time. Heard y'all like the diss Moors. Y'all still listen to Bashir and Ali Muhammad with his fake temple degree. Reggie the doctor, no doctorate. Men admitting they got weave in their Heru lock. Even if you were a stone, I wouldn't say you rock. What I say to you flock, stop listening to Seti. Backing up Farrakhan, but you didn't listen to Betty. Didn't listen to Aleem Bey, much less research. Don't think I respect blacks in more t-shirts. Stateless trolls, YouTube comment eventers. So conscious but checking off black on the census. Blaming your suffering on America, not you.s. Saying more sold you out when you sold yourself. Sold by your own Adanga kings on African thrones. No honor your ancestors, I see them slapping your domes. Clapping your chromes at targets, never clap at the devil. Unconscious Moors calling themselves what the pot called the kettle.
I never sleep, cause sleep is the cousin of death. I never sleep, cousin of death. I never sleep, cause sleep is the cousin of death. I never
world's most known disgraced people. Choosing to have no national name or profit. They claim he plagiarized the European nigga, stop it. Rami El Asaf and Canaanland Moors prove that wrong. If you're still thinking the same, that's cracking your bong. Listening to Shaka is like listening to whack rappers or any of the HOK patriarchal actors. Frontin' conscious, sucking straws, acting all fruity, making a killing off lectures, but won't support natural Tahuti. Claiming Khalid is their general, but won't follow orders. Taking advice from the cracker taught attorneys and lawyers, keeping their people dumbed down, not thinking. Keep pushing lies on Mars, so our truth on sinking. It will for the few who know to keep it simple. Ron Artest even corrected his name to one of the prophet's principles.
I never sleep, cause sleep is the cousin of death. I never sleep, cousin of death. I never sleep, cause sleep is the cousin of death. I never sleep, cousin of death.
Nothing more can be said, no pun intended. With no study, what we say won't be comprehended. Some of y'all love the lies from these conscious guys, calling you colors and shades, hiding their lying eyes, trying to make Moors look bad. We couldn't care less. Moors stay upright, aboriginal, independent, and fearless. We might bare necks, no need to bare arms or chests. Dr. Reggie has a Moorhead on his family crest. Polite nose, calling yourself black means you're dead. He said it and recorded it, so we won't forget it. Phil Valentine and Dr. Blair know they're Moors too. So in my Ms. voice I ask, what's wrong with you? Why you stay in the stateless and have no clue? Your name, nationality, and title brought back by Drew. Then you say, what's wrong with me? Like I have a problem. Putting conscious blacks head in the noose, solving the Negro problem.
I never sleep, cause sleep is the cousin of death. I never sleep, cousin of death. I never sleep, cause sleep is the cousin of death.
He put Nova Lee appellation on the record. He's gonna get what's coming to him. That's his own karma debt right there.
Oh, he's already getting it. You don't see those glasses that he's got? He's going blind by the minute.
Yeah, it's so true.
Every time I see Reggie, his glasses thicker than they were last week.
Oh, man.
We gonna go to the next caller.
They think that they can play with Allah or whatever, but
Allah never miss.
Never.
All right, we're gonna move forward. We're gonna go to the next caller. Thank you for your energy. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Reggie. Amazight Bey show. How you doing, caller? 843.
Islam. Salim Bey out Charleston, South Carolina.
How you doing, brother?
It's all good. What's up with y'all?
We doing all great.
Thank God. All right. I got two quick questions for Cujo. I went to the to the event in North Carolina, and I went and I got your book. We Are Not Negro, Black, Colored People.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got the book. So I got the book sitting at the house in my kitchen. I skimmed through it. I read about half of the book. So I just left it on the table for a couple of days just to see who in the house will pick it up. So a couple of days later, my mom picked up the book, and she see the Moorish American prayer in the front of it. So I come home. She trying to say that we worship Noble Drew Ali, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you talk to an outsider about the Moorish American prayer? Like, how do you actually break that down to them? But she didn't even read the first line of the book that said Noble Drew Ali brought a science to Negro, Black, colored people that they still can't comprehend to this day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with regards to the to the worshiping, you know, that's a defense mechanism with our people. You know.
Yeah.
That's something that they do when they can't deal with the facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
so like,
you know, people worship Donald Trump. They're not mad at them. People worship cow's milk. They're not mad at them people. People worship corned beef. They're not talking shit about them. But as soon as it's something that has to do with us getting out of this mental slavery that we have, you know, now we're worshiping. Oh, now we're copying some European because we have our book, you know what I mean, that Noble Drew Ali brought. You know what I mean? Nobody else was copying Europeans before, but Noble Drew Ali is the plagiarist.
Yeah.
You know? So
like,
you just have to recognize that our people are mentally enslaved. So they you know, we have to forgive them, for they know not what they do.
It's down. And another question I got right quick. Do you have any recommendations for book publishing? Any more trying to get the literature printed and out there, whatever?
Oh yeah, just hit up Khalifa Media.
Hit up the email, or the
Khalifa Media, CALIFA, Khalifa Media.
All right.
Khalifa Media, and then just shoot them an email. You know that you have literature you want to get published, and you know, just let them know Kudro sent you.
All right, that's a good.
Matter of fact, that's who published the Noble Drew Ali book.
All right. Oh yeah, that'll work. I got some literature working on trying to get that published.
No doubt. That's what it's about.
That's it. Islam to y'all. Keep up the good work.
Islam, Morris. Thanks for the call. And, you know,
be
easy with them. You know what I mean? Our people need work. They need mad work. So, you know, be easy with them. Let them down light.
I saw they got the first meme that I ever saw in Morris history. Stop the hating. Learn to love instead of hate. See what I'm saying? It's evolving, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a meme. Oh, man, we will take the next caller. Wow, man. Oh, man. Okay. We still got a lot of people up in there. For some of y'all people that's on the line, don't be nosy. Be interactive. This is the Amazight Bey Show, Aboriginal news and facts. Ask a real grand sheep, you know. Thanks for all the callers, all the energy. But y'all know y'all be way active than this. I don't know why y'all clowning on this. Well, you know what? I guess this is a wrong energy day for y'all. I guess for some of y'all might, you know what it is. It's the 10th. Okay, 1. Okay, yeah. It might be a bad energy day for y'all. But y'all can go ahead and press 1 on your telephone pad and ask a question, because the line pack, I'm looking at 45 callers. So I don't know why y'all liquor loose. They just want to listen and chime in. It's all good though, man. It's all good though. It's all good, man. But man, we had a great show, man. I want just thank you once again, man. I mean, you basically hit everything on the nose, right on exact. I'm trying to think of a question though, cause I don't see no more unfamiliar.
Here's one. Here's one that we can touch quick fast too. Moorish American is a birthright. You do not have to be in the temple to be Moorish American.
Yeah.
You do not have to be in the temple to be Moorish American. Moorish American is a birthright. So, like the one that you brought up was the brother that told you about you can.
He was born. I was born a Moor, but to be a Moorish American, I got to be in a temple.
Yeah.
But American is the common native.
Right. So, Moor is short form for Moroccan, right? Moorish Americans are descendants of Moroccans born in America. So if you're born a Moor, then you're born Moorish American.
Right.
Right? That's why Noble Drew Ali made his book small, so people don't get lost in the sauce.
No, that's right.
That's why all his books are small. You know what I mean? Noble Drew Ali didn't put out any literal, encyclopedia-looking books for Moors to learn about their birthright. He made the book small for a reason. So nobody has an excuse to say that they don't get it. Because if you read his stuff, you'll get it.
Right. I mean, you know what? I was doing a broadcast today, and a lot of people, I'm showing them the books. And I'm like, look, just read the literature. I'm like, any Temple Moor tell you, look, I got the books, so don't get it. I got the same books they got.
Straight up. Yeah, it ain't no secret books that the temple got that, is not accessible to people or whatever.
Right. I even showed them the red book. I showed them the red book too.
Well, when they start bringing up the red book in the temple, they're gonna have problems. Where did you get that?
Book. I showed them the red book.
That book's for adepts and stuff like that.
And I showed them the let me see the name of it so I can the adept administration function.
That's another death blow.
It said executive rules of the adept chamber.
Yeah.
So
right. That's another death blow book. You start pulling out certain books, and it's like kryptonite to some of these dirty Moors.
Right, and the extra bylaws in the 101s, and I showed them the divine constitution and bylaws with the extra additional bylaws to let them know, hey, they got look. So when them Temple Moors try to come at say woo-de-woo and yeah and all this, you hear me? We got the same information. Stop lying to the people, homie. You just don't study.
Exactly.
And if people just could read the literature, just take the time. I had one sister, and I broke it down to her, but she realized that she really wasn't, when she went to RV Bey publication, she said so much information, but I'm like, sister, it has a button on it that says how to navigate the page, what to study. She was like, oh, some people, when they get on this information,
they kind of it's overwhelming, but just take your time and just read every line, and whatever you don't know, there's a dictionary, and then there's a law dictionary, there's medical dictionaries, there's etymology dictionary, there's American Heritage Language Dictionary, there's all kind of dictionaries.
There's metaphysical dictionaries. Make sure you get those ones. Make sure you look up everybody on the call, 45 people. Make sure you go out there and look up metaphysical dictionary and get yourself one of those. You need one of those in your library for sure. Don't sleep on the metaphysical dictionary. Yeah, don't sleep on them ones. So you read a metaphysical dictionary, that'll wake you up. That'll wake you up. Slum.
Boy, these dirty grand sheets, boy, they about to step their game up, huh?
I don't know where they're gonna step their game up to, because we all got the same books.
They gonna say see them Moors right there. The prophet he didn't bring that.
The prophet didn't bring having a beard with no mustache. Don't listen to Amazight. The prophet said, shave your beard, Moors.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness, Jeremy. Oh, my goodness. Oh,
the prophet never brought you, heard me?
He said, yes, he did. He said, Moors, be yourself.
I was at a dirty boy. He says, you heard me.
Man, these people, you heard? Man. We be having too much fun, boy. I'm telling you, we need these times like this.
Yeah.
Y'all have no idea.
Keep from crying, right?
For real, though. Seriously, bro. Like, man.
Keep from crying, yo.
Yeah, bro. Globally, bro, our people really depending on us, bro. The whole family depending on. We the progenitors, people. I mean, we're the first off the litter, man. You know, and all the Moors all over the planet, they doing what they could do, but they really waiting for us. You know what I'm saying? To handle our business, because we at the top of the society and the food chain. In this universe, in this realm, in this matrix, false paradigm, whatever you want to call it. You know?
Straight up.
If somebody jump out of the sky right now and say, you know, he an alien or whatever, I'm going to ask him his delegation of authority. You know why? Because I'm the heir. You feel me? And the ruling planet is this. So you must know your birthright, divine and national sign, no matter who pops up. You heard me?
Yep. and guarantee you that, you know, when you ask him for that delegation of authority, he's going to present something. And you're going to realize that the delegated authority came from you when you were out there, before you came here.
Right. Exactly.
You know, which is why Doctor Who, who's an alien, wore a fez.
Right. And since you talking about that, they had this brother today, you feel me? He was talking about metaphysical and talking about the spirit and all that, and he was getting the Morris signs, and he was like, well, you got a spiritual birthright, a spiritual bloodline, because you come from a different planet and all that. I said, you know what, cut the chase. So he cut the chase, you feel me? I said, he got to the point, you feel me? And those of you, I'm skipping it because you got to grasp what I'm saying, you feel me? When y'all start learning about that. But anyway, he holler out, it don't matter what we call, what religion we adopt. If we call ourselves Christian, Islam, or more. See, that's why I got a problem with it. I got a problem. Then he said black people.
See, when somebody say religion and then they put the more right there, first of all, you afraid of your status because it wasn't more. You afraid of your status. You an agent, and on top of that, more is not a religion. That is our bloodline, our nationality, our pedigree. But that shows incompetence, or that shows trickery on the individuals to say Christian, Islam, and more. Well, why wouldn't you just say Christianity and more if you was trying to make the correlation that that's what it is? So clearly, more is different when somebody say Christianity, Islam, and more. Clearly.
Right.
You know? And you know, the brother got a lot of knowledge, but, you know, he studied, he got some, you know, he's speaking some whatever, but he called himself black. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the triple blackness and all that. So my example is this. If we all dark in the inside then, quote unquote, right? We all dark in the inside, right? That's what he talking about. Super matter, super this and super that. You feel me? And this paradigm is illusion. So if it's illusion, the mirror said we brown. So if that's the case, why everybody else on the planet don't call themselves? Why everybody don't call themselves black? Clearly, there's structure in this realm, or whatever you want to call it, that you must be identified by what you really are. Our face is brown. I don't care, it's brown. So when somebody talk about super consciousness and all that, they either agent or they incompetent people, because you can go to the mirror and ask yourself, why are you lying to the mirror? I mean, I asked somebody to do this. Take black paint. I'm going to wind up doing it. You feel me? Take some black paint and put it on your face. Black paint, and tell me, do you look black? You feel me? And European, take some white paint and put it on your face and tell me, is you white? You going to say no. So stop lying to the mirror. So if you don't get what I'm saying right off the bat, you get it now. You can't. If you really swear to God you ain't no more, and you brown-skinned, and you call yourself black nigga, African-American, Hispanic, Latina, Jamaican, Trinidadian, Colombian, whatever, please go take some black paint. Look, don't be crazy. Get the paint that can go on your skin, and get the black paint and put it on your face, and take a picture, post it on Facebook or anywhere, and you ask yourself, are you black? Just do that for me. Do that for the family, you hear me? And you going to realize you have been under a spell called mental slavery. That's a check, people.
Mental slavery is deep. Deep.
For real.
And you got people saying that they're black when they're brown. You know that mental slavery is some deep shit.
Yeah, it's deep, bro. It gotta be, man. Like even Beyonce, she they want, man, she dropping so many Jews. It's crazy, man. I'm tweaked out, bro. I don't really listen to the Beyonce. I do break down her videos when they come out, but I'm so tweaked out. I'm so serious. If anybody got the link, the visual to the video called Lemon, go ahead and send me that link so I can break it down. I saw a 1-minute clip, and she was talking about if they want to basically say they sorry, we going to really see if they, basically in a nutshell. It was a 1-minute clip, and then the other one was saying the past and the present meet. Now, I ain't no Beyonce fan, and we know who she rocking with, but at the same time, she's still dropping more signs like she been doing. Why? Because they got the red line key to explore consciousness. And when I mean consciousness, I'm talking about more science, people. I'm talking about the real deal. I ain't talking about, consciousness is you being awake, alert, and aware of your environment inside your body, outside your body,
as above as below, you feel me? And they got the okay to exploit us waking up. On top of that, Jay-Z own that company, and they going crazy. They doing business, so, but she's still dropping it, people. We want you to really see, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was all on this Black Panther for Formation. When she was dropping more signs, she even put the feds up in there. It's so much. They scriptures of our name and heritage, but y'all got to see, man. And if you don't study and learn about Noble Jew Ali, you will never see. You better believe that, you hear me? Because we've been running the 7 Seas, and that's a fact. Not a belief, a fact.
Fact.
Man, I don't know, man. Grand Sheik, you want to take any more callers? I see the same people hand raised, so I guess we could call it a night, man. But if you want